Hello friends, welcome to Eat Spectrum online channel for e-learning. This is our session number 6 on Introduction to Python Programming. We will be covering in this session are Python conditional statements, that is if statement. Two types of loops we will discuss, while loop, for loop, and how the user can define the functions in the Python, that we will discuss in the last part. See first, what is the necessity of conditional statement? How the flowchart of each statement is. In programming, we come across sometimes the decision taking, where if one condition is true, I should execute one part of instructions. If it is false, I should execute some different part. So in that case, I will be using the if statement. So as shown in the flowchart, it is decision box. It means it is some test, some expression which is to be evaluated. If the expression is true, the body of the if means the statements that you will be writing inside the body will be executed. Else, the statements just below that body will be executed. The another form of conditional statement that we can use is if else statement. How it is shown, I am checking the condition. If my condition is true, then a block of statements will be executed on the right hand side. If the condition is false, a block of statements on the left hand side will be executed, and then the remaining code will be executed. Now, it is possible that you may be required to check multiple conditions also. In that case, you will be going for nested if conditions. So here you have entry point. I am checking condition 1. If my condition 1 is true, again I am checking in that whether condition 2 is also satisfied. If yes, I will execute a group of statements, statement 1. If condition 1 is false, I will execute a group of statements in 3. If condition 2 is false, I will execute the group of statements in statement 2. And again combined together, I will be doing some different tasks. This is called as nested if. Another example we can have is a switch case where depending on the option which user will be going to give, I will be directly going to that particular condition. So if it is enter choice 1, I will execute the first part. If it is enter choice n, I will execute only the code required when condition n condition is true. This is the example of switch case. Next that we will be discussing in detail is if statements. So what is a conditional statement? They basically perform different computations or the actions depending on whether a specific Boolean constraint evaluates true or false. That is, if a question is asked, if it is yes, I will do one task. If it is no, I will do another task. If statement is used for decision making, it will run the body of code only if the condition is true. So this is the syntax in Python. If you have expression, colon is compulsory. This is statement 1 and statement 2, that is body of if, will be executed if the expression evaluated is true. Else statement 3 and 4 will be executed. Here if and else are called as keywords. Expression is condition under test. Statement 1, statement 2 are executed if condition is true. Statement 3, 4 are executed if condition. Let us see the program. Let us see the use of if else statement. We are accepting the choice from the user whether he is or she is doing anything positive during COVID-19 lockdown, and user is supposed to accept, enter the choice as either yes or no. So I should check it. For condition checking, we know I am supposed to use condition statement if. So condition that I want to check is whether entered character is Y or N. So to check the character, it is necessary to give it into single quotes. So let us store at that time a small string that you are improving your skills. Okay. If it is not true, what I should do? Else. The output will be you are not improving your skill set. Okay. The syntax of if else, I need to give the single colon after it. So whatever the output that I will be getting, I will be displaying at the output screen. So save it. If I run the code, what I get is enter the choice. If I enter yes, you are improving your skill set is the output that you got. Again, if I want to run once more, I enter this time as n. Okay. So if I enter, you are not improving your skill set is the message that you got. Now, if I enter something else other than y or n, suppose I enter x, at that time, what is displayed? The same message which was displayed when you entered the choice n. See here. For n also it displayed the same. For x also it displayed the same. Why it is happening? Because in else I am not checking any condition here. So if only one condition is required to be checked, I will be using if else statement. That is the drawback. Only one condition can be checked. If condition is true, the statements after the if will be executed. If condition is not satisfied, by default, the statements after the if will be executed. Is it clear? Now, how to overcome the problem discussed in the program? We have a solution on it. We can use if else condition. What is the syntax of it? So if expression 1 is the condition, else if expression 2 is the second condition, and if both the conditions are not satisfied, I will go to else part. So here if, else if and else are my keywords, expression 1, expression 2 are my conditions. I will execute statement 1 and 2 if my expression 1 is true. I will execute statements 3 and 4 if my condition number, expression number 2 is true. Otherwise, I will execute the statement 5 and 6. If statements cannot be empty, but if you for some reason have an if statement with no content, put in the past statement to avoid getting an error. That is, I should write something in the if statement. Let us see the program. So this program we have seen where we are checking only the condition once. So if I want to check different conditions, I will be using a second structure, that is if else. Okay. Let us see how to update the program. Now if my entered choice is Y, I want the output to be you are improving your skill sets. Now here I will put the condition that if my entered choice is equal to n, then my output is you are not improving your skill set. And the last condition, else I should use output. I will store into the output. Please enter correct choice. Okay. So this is how we will be updating from if else to if else if else. Let us save the program and run it. What we get. So there is one error. What is missing? Have you identified? I forgot to give here the colon. That is the syntax. So let us save and run. Now You give the choices. If I give Y, you are improving the skill set. Okay. Run the program again. Give the choice now. N, you are not improving the skill set. Run the program again. And now give some different. Say V if I enter. It is saying please enter the correct choice. Now your logic is complete. That if user enters only yes or no, you will be displaying the appropriate messages. If you get Y, you are displaying, you are improving the skill set. If user enters N, you are displaying, you are not improving your skills. And other than Y or N, you are displaying the choice that your entered choice is incorrect. Enter the correct choice. So this is how we can improve our code. The next part that we will see is loops. Whenever I want to do a particular activity repeatedly, I am using basically the loops. There are two loops present in the Python programming. One is while loop, second is for loop. Let us go one by one. We will discuss first the while loop. So, the syntax of while loop is while test expression colon body of the while. So, how the while loop is executed? Let us take an example. I have a loop variable. I have initialized is equal to 0. So, loop condition is till my x becomes is less than equal to 10. When this condition is true, I am supposed to perform some operations and increment the loop variable. Check the condition. If condition is true, I am supposed to execute them continuously. When x is not less than equal to 10, means when x becomes equal to 11, so the condition is false, I will come out from the loop. So this is how the loop is executed. Now there are different options of coming out of the loop. One of the option is break statement. With the break statement, we can stop the loop even if the while condition is true. So although the condition is true, in between if I add the break statement, it is possible to break the loop. With the continue statement, we can stop the current iteration and continue the next iteration. The else statement, with the else statement, we can run the block of code once when the condition is no longer true. So there are possibilities variations of while loop. Let us see. The infinite loop if I want to build, I am giving a condition while true means it is always true. So infinitely your program is printing hello. Okay, so this is an example demonstration of infinite while loop. Let's see the program. Let us see now the use of while statement. Okay, let us have some count value because I require one counter. The count is equal to 10. I am using the while. The syntax is count greater than 0. What I want to do is I will be decrementing the count till it becomes is equal to 0. Okay, and what we will do during that period, we will print the current counter value. Okay, we will print the current counter value. And what we should do, there is no increment decrement available in the while, so user has to do it manually. So count is equal to count minus 1. We should decrement it also. And finally, if it becomes is equal to 0, I will print it as print your time is up, finished. Okay, simple program we will see first. Now, if I save this file and run, what is expected? initially count is 10. I am executing while loop till my count is greater than 0. Once it becomes equal to 0, condition is not satisfied, so it will come out of the loop. So if I run the program, you can observe that it started with 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and when it reached 0, condition is not satisfied. So it displayed a message that your time is up, it is finished. Okay, very simple. The next that we will see is the example of for loop. So for syntax that we have, flowchart we have is for iterating variable, the condition in sequence is the syntax. What I want to do with the for loop, that is statements. So this is the syntax. So items from the list, I am checking whether the sequence is complete. If not, I will execute the statements. If all the items are finished, I will come out of the loop. So if there are still items in the sequence, execute the statements. Again check the condition whether the sequence items are finished. If yes, no more items are there in the sequence, come out of the loop. So a for loop is used for iterating over a sequence. So if there are 100 things that I want to do, I will put a loop for 100. With the for loop, we can execute a set of statements once for each item in a list, tuple or set. So for loops can be used with list, with tuples or with sets also. With the break statement, we can stop the loop before it has looped through all the items. With the continue statement, we can stop the current iteration of the loop and continue with the next. It is same as it was for the. Let us see the program. Let us see one program which is demonstrating the use of for loop. We have used here two lists. So this is my list 1 which will hold the names of the customers, and this is my list 2 which will hold the account numbers. We have just displayed the lists. We are assuming the number of customers to be equal to 5. So for, what is the syntax of for loop? For I should mention from where to where my for loop is going. So it is for I in range. It is starting from 0. It is ending till n. Okay. Now what I should do? I should read the names of the customers from the user. Input. Enter the name of customer. Okay. And I should input the name of account number. Input account number. So you have saved it into x and y variables. I have to store it into list. So which function I should use? I should use the method of list, that is append. So L1 dot append. I want to display it. And let us see what happens. Okay, it is giving us one error. What is that error? Every conditional statement in Python is ending with colon. So if I forget colon, it will give the error. So save the program and run. It is for I in range. It is loop, and if you are observing, all the statements after the loop should be given some indentation. Let us take the for itself back so that indentation will be correct. So this is my for, and all loop statements are inside the for. So if I run it now, it is asking me the name of first customer. So let us have it the same, and fifth account number. So this is the output that we will be getting, all the numbers. Fifth name we double entered, so it is showing the blank as the fifth name. The last part of the session, that is Python functions, we will be discussing some how users can define the functions, and these are called as user defined functions. Basically in Python there are three types of functions, that is built-in functions. We use ready-made functions which are given by the Python. The examples of built-in functions are help or calculating the minimum value. User defined functions that we will discuss, and anonymous functions are the one which cannot be declared with a keyword def. Okay. So what is the use of function basically? A function is a block of code with which it runs when it is called. The input to the function will be some arguments or the parameters you may pass. The output of the function will be it is returning the result, that is return parameters. In Python, a function is defined using a keyword, that is def. So syntax of the function is you have def, which is a keyword. You will be giving some name to your function. So function name is the name of function. The body of function, that is statement 1 and statement 2. Let us see the program now. Hello friends, let us see the use of function in the Python programs. This function is used to calculate the square of the entered number. So the syntax of the function is it starts with a keyword def, function name, let us name it as square. The parameter or the argument that we will be passing is a. As usual, every particular statement in the Python like conditional, while loop, for loop, all starts with a, ends with a colon. So at the end you will be giving the colon. Then what is expected from this function is square, so it is a multiplied by a. Then it is returning the result to the user. On the same lines, I can write it for finding out the cube. You can use it as result 1 also. Now I want to pass the parameters. This is part which is done is declaration of the functions. Now we want the input. Default it is string or the character, so I need to convert it into integer. Okay, so convert it into integer first, then I should call the function to calculate the square or to calculate the cube. Let us call both the functions. It is square, square of. Now I want to display the actual number also here. So the syntax is square bracket, curly brackets complete, double quotes complete. Then I want to print the square of x is cube also. So cube of x is, it is stored in cube 1. So let us save the program and run it and see what we get. So what it is showing, the error, that is end of line is not complete. So here the input should be terminated, input function should be terminated with double quotes. So if a double quotes are complete, now run it. So it is saying invalid syntax. Let us check the spelling once. SQUARE, square 1, square x and cube x. Okay. And here also while printing, again it is showing invalid syntax. Let us check. So here observe that the curly brackets, double quotes should be inside. So if I run it, it is asking me enter the number. So suppose if I give a number as 6. So square of 6 is 36 and cube of 6 is 216. That is the use of functions in case of Python. Thanks for watching video. Please like, subscribe my channel. For further notifications, click on bell icon. If you like my videos, share with your friends. Python installation official website link I have given in my description box. Thank you.